Ladies and gentlemen, in this comprehensive update on the ongoing conflict in the Amhara region, we have received the latest information from multiple reliable sources, shedding light on the evolving situation between the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, ENDF, and Amhara Fano forces. The gravity of the situation is exemplified by reports from various locations, each detailing intense and prolonged confrontations with significant implications. Starting in Ajer and Janora, located in central Gonder, specifically in Dabat, the conflict has reached a critical juncture. Intense fighting has erupted between the ENDF and Amhara Fano forces, with reports indicating the use of heavy weaponry by the National Defense Forces. The engagement has persisted for a full day, resulting in heavy casualties on both sides. Fano forces assert that ENDF soldiers have been decimated in these areas, underlining the ferocity of the clashes. Moving to Khmer Dingay in southern Gonder, the outskirts of the city are witnessing fierce battles. According to reports, Fano forces currently maintain control of the town, with clashes ongoing as the ENDF attempts to gain control. In Tekulesh, situated in southern Wello, heavy gunfire has been reported between the ENDF and Amhara Fano forces. As of now, there is no information available regarding casualties, but the intensity of the gunfire suggests a volatile situation. The towns of Hake, Bistima, and Werbabo in southern Wello are experiencing a divided control between Fano forces and the ENDF. Clashes within these towns raise concerns about the potential loss of civilian lives and property, exacerbated by the use of heavy weaponry by the National Defense Forces. A notable incident on the outskirts of Addis Ababa has also been reported, involving the killing of Shuma Abara, the mayor of the area, and his bodyguard. Fano forces claim that Abara was involved in the ethnic cleansing of over 100,000 predominantly Amhara civilians from the outskirts of Addis Ababa. Heading to Menjelo in northern Wello, Fano forces have successfully ambushed ENDF soldiers, inflicting heavy losses. This marks the third ambush within the past week, highlighting the tactical prowess of Fano forces. In Fetan Wenza, along the Bure to Shendi Road in central Gojam, Fano forces executed another ambush on ENDF soldiers, resulting in substantial casualties. Several ENDF soldiers were reported killed and wounded in this attack. The Abu Weha area in Bure, southern Gojam, witnessed another Fano forces ambush on NEF soldiers, resulting in further losses for the National Defense Forces. This underscores the fluid and unpredictable nature of the conflict, with multiple theaters of operation seeing sustained and strategic engagements. The conflict extends further to Debre Tabor in southern Gonder, where Fano forces successfully ambushed an Oromo NDF camp, leading to reports of numerous NDF soldiers sustaining injuries. This incident adds another dimension to the conflict, highlighting the diverse nature of the military engagements across different ethnic and regional lines. In addition to the aforementioned updates on the conflict in the Amhara region, a particularly significant and alarming incident has been reported involving Fano forces in North Shoa. According to credible reports, Fano forces allegedly ambushed ruling party authorities who were being escorted by the Ethiopian Defense Force. This unsettling event transpired on a Friday in the Yifrata Gidim district of North Shoa zone, specifically in the localities of Gadlo Meda and Bergby Kabele. The incident gained substantial coverage from Ethio News, a reputable local media outlet known for its extensive links to communities across different parts of Ethiopia. According to accounts from local sources, high-ranking ruling party officials from the Menth area were being escorted to Kombolcha Airport, ostensibly to fly to the capital for a ruling party-organized training. The officials were under the protection of the Ethiopian Defense Force. However, they fell victim to an ambush in a gorge terrain. Local reports suggest that casualties were heavy, though fortunately, civilian authorities remained unharmed. Shockingly, all victims were members of the Ethiopian Defense Force. Fano forces reportedly seized one of the vehicles involved in the convoy, while the remaining ones sustained damage during the ambush. Following the incident, there was a prolonged exchange of fire lasting 2 hours between the Defense Force and Fano forces. Tragically, 2 civilians were injured during this confrontation, although the nature and severity of their injuries were left unspecified. Subsequently, the civilian authorities returned to the Menth area, marking a disconcerting turn of events. As of the latest update, the Ethiopian government has maintained a conspicuous silence regarding this incident, a trend that has persisted with many other incidents since the declaration of the state of emergency in the Amhara region. The region remains largely inaccessible to independent journalists or those from the private sector, with an ongoing internet shutdown and disrupted phone lines in certain parts, further limiting the flow of information. The continued fighting across various parts of the Amhara region paints a stark picture, suggesting that the region has become increasingly ungovernable for the ruling Prosperity Party. When the proposal for a 6-month state of emergency was presented to the Ethiopian parliament in August of this year, Gedu Andagachu, former president of the Amhara region and former foreign affairs minister of Ethiopia, argued that military means alone would not be sufficient to resolve the complex issues in the Amhara region. The initially planned 2-week military operation has not only failed to reach completion, but has also yielded no tangible results, except for an alarming rise in civilian casualties. Human rights organizations link this surge in casualties to the government's handling of the conflict against Fano, where extensive drone strikes and artillery shelling have been employed, disproportionately affecting civilian populations. Interestingly, Abiy Ahmed's administration appears to adopt disparate approaches to conflict resolution across different regions of Ethiopia. For instance, the OLF Shane Group, implicated in numerous massacres in the Walega area over the past 5 years, has engaged in talks with the government in Tanzania. Merera Gudina, leader of the Oromo Federalist Congress, revealed in an interview in August this year that one of the conditions offered to this group, designated as a terrorist force by the Ethiopian parliament, includes impunity for the massacres committed and guarantees for the wealth accumulated by the organization. This multifaceted narrative underscores the complexity and challenges surrounding conflict resolution in Ethiopia, emphasizing the need for a nuanced and comprehensive approach to address the diverse conflicts that have emerged across different regions of the country.